The Two Count, where comedy meets wrestling. Please comment, share, and like, and if you're watching the live stream, join us with your comments and questions. And now here are the hosts of The Two Count, comedian John Russell, and wrestling broadcaster Big Ace.
And here we are. Oh, I got to take that off the screen. It's like my first day running the new nothing. Oh, Big Ace, how you doing, brother?
Hello. All right. How are you?
I am good, sort of. So how's things?
Things are going.
I was up at the lake for a couple of days.
Yeah, man. You got to get away for a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. So I was up at Alexandria, Minnesota, and just a couple of days, just enough to, get out of the city. Well, it's not really a city. I live in the suburbs. But the point is that it was enough for me to get out of here and do a little something. So that's awesome.
Oh, what's up, Chris? Thanks for hanging out, man. Good to see you. All right, man. Yeah, no, that's cool that you got away, man. I'm doing it in August. I'm looking forward to it. Just with everything that's going on in the world, it's just nice to get away.
Yeah. So I don't know if I mentioned this before. There still may be, and I probably still will at some point, but an opportunity for me to go up to Anchorage and Wasilla, Alaska, and do some shows up there. Potentially was going to be in the 24th and 25th of July. But of course, with everything that's happening, it's possible that they're putting a 2-week quarantine on anybody going up to Alaska. So that's not going to happen probably. Because
it's dangerous times.
Well, and the thing is, it's like, and that's part of the problem with doing any wrestling shows as well. You've got guys that want to go do shows and have things scheduled, but for example, now there are a crap load of states that are not allowed to go into the Northeast. Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey. If you live in Iowa and you want to go there, you got to stay 14 days. You got to be quarantined before you can do anything. So it's still wild times, and I hope where everybody that's watching is that we have some, that you're well, that you're staying well, and you're keeping yourself in a position where you're not going to catch anything.
Right.
Other than an STD. You can always get an STD.
Great. Yeah, man.
I did want to.
I think at this point, you just don't want to catch anything because I think everything ends up classifying as the pandemic.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
If you stub your toe, they
Iowa. And I'm not trying to pick on Iowa, but I mean, it's been pretty documented that they weren't handling it the best.
Mm-hmm.
And we went down there, and big shout out to our friend Zach. He came on our show not long ago.
Oh yeah,
Shotgun Wrestling. We were actually down there to pay our respects to his former co-host, Zach Squared Zigman. So we went down there for that, and man, not a lot of people wearing masks down in Iowa. That is not a habit.
Oh man.
Whatever, man, I wore mine, so I felt fine. But I mean, it's like you said, it's a crazy time. Big thing for us is we're going on that Jericho cruise, and as months tick down and we get closer to the fall into winter, those questions start to arise on what will happen with that big trip.
Well, and speaking of the Jericho cruise, we've already advertised this, and it's in our description and everything, and we'll put the actual link to our contest page down in the description so that it's there tomorrow when it starts. It starts at July 1st, which is tomorrow. And I'm going to pop this up here real quick. And we want your best Jericho Cruise stories. Zach. Ace has been on. I suck right now, man. I suck so hard.
It's hard because we'll be honest, you had some things going on. So you literally, as we went live, was you literally like getting home. So I mean, it happens. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, Ace has been on both of the previous cruises. This will be my first one. I don't know what to expect. I've heard nothing but good things. What we want to do is we want to get your best Jericho Cruise story. All right. Out of whether you went the first time, the second time, or just one or both, doesn't make any difference. And what we're going to do is we're going to give you a nice reward. Ace and I will pick out the best one, the one that's most entertaining to us. And you'll get a 2-count merch kit, which is going to include a shirt and a hat. And then we're also going to give you a $50 Amazon gift card. And you can use that on Amazon, or you can cash it in, or you can, do whatever you want with it. But point being that it's a very, very cool website we've got set up, and you're going to be able to do it by video. All right. You can record it on your phone and upload it. You can, do it like we're doing with a webcam like this and upload it. You can send it to us by email, or if you've got your phone and you're on that site on your phone, you can actually just record it right on your phone and upload it right from there. It's a very cool system. And I can't remember if I set it for 3 or 4 minutes. So it's a 3 or 4 minute story. I'm looking forward to it. I want to hear a lot of great stories about the cruise. I still want to be excited, even though it's months off. But I also want to keep having something to look forward to. And then what we'll do is, the way that our site is set up, you'll be able to upload them there, and then you'll be able to see everybody else's. And you can vote for them, and if you want to, and the votes may have a little bit of influence, but it's ultimately going to boil down to which ones that Ace and I think are entertaining. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll put that down in the description so you can sign up and you can do it yourself. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of good ones. I'm sure there's tons of good ones. I've heard a lot of great ones from people that have been on the show, people that have made comments about, because we've talked about it, and we had comments when Brad Williams was on with us too. So
yeah, man, it's a good time. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
And everybody gets the free beverage package.
That ain't bad. That's not
that makes me nervous.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, I probably,
because the people who are going to be the real big hardcore drinkers, we're already having those beverage packages. I mean, you're fine. There's so much going on too. There really is a lot of going on that, I mean, I thought that too. I was like, wow, a lot of drunk wrestling fans with unlimited drinks and all that. But to be real honest, both years I've gone, I haven't experienced any trouble due to someone boozing up a little too much. Maybe saw little things here and there, but I never had one thing where I was like, well, that was dumb.
Well, here's one thing I can tell you, and I know this: when you're closer to the ocean, alcohol doesn't seem to affect you as much. That's my own personal anecdote.
And you're just in a good mood. So
yeah, it doesn't take you as much to say you're not like, I'm gonna pound this down. Anyway, by the way, I got this shirt. Have I shown this one yet?
I think so. Yeah, didn't we do? I think.
Oh yeah, I was wearing this one last week. I didn't show. So I got the. This is the other one, and now we've got a really nice. Here, can you still see me, or am I vanishing?
No, you're gone.
Well, I don't care about me. I just want to make sure that people can see the shirt. But there it is.
You can see the logo, but not the shirt.
That's all that counts. So that's the other one. And if you win the prize, we'll give you your choice of those shirts. And you might want both of the shirts. You might want a shirt and a hat. I don't care. Whatever you want, we'll get to you. One each of the shirts, or a shirt and a hat. And yeah. Anyway, so let's get on to some wrestling, and we'll remind people of that as well. By the way, if you want to buy one of those shirts and not want to attempt to, you can buy it at our Spreadshirt shop, which is shopspreadshirt.com/the2count. So, and we'll put that down in the comments as well, or the description as well. So this last week, continual releases of people, not necessarily all because of the speaking out. We talked about that at a detail last week. But The biggest one was my brain, man.
I'm assuming you're talking about Tessa Blanchard and Impact.
Yes, there you go. God dang it! Why can I not think anymore?
I mean, again, this is what happens. You got when there's no prep. I've done it too, where it's like you sit down and you're just like, well, I forgot what I wanted to talk about.
I had prep. I did the prep 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but I'm the same way. I got to do it right before we go on. Otherwise, there's a break in. I'm done. Impact terminated Tessa Blanchard's contract. They stripped her of its historic world champion, of its top title, because again, she was their world champion.
Yeah,
and she was set to defend that against Eddie Edwards at Slammiversary July 18th. Which also, it's worth noting, Heath Slater put something out with that exact date on it on his Twitter. So definitely sounding like he might be making a debut at Impact, possibly. And while we're at it, it sounds like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are going to be there as well, which kind of, I think, feeds into that aces and eights tease from D'Lo. But let's get back to this Blanchard stuff, because this was an interesting story. It came because the two sides failed on terms of a new contract, but also the other thing too is there was allegations about Tessa. Everybody remembers when she put that comment out that all really backfired on her.
Yeah.
The other thing too is it sounded like she wasn't really working well with Impact, considering that she was stuck. She's stuck in Mexico, I guess.
Yeah.
So I know that there was talk of they were trying to get her to still send promos and stuff in to build for the Eddie Edwards match in July, and like she just wasn't sending anything in. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
And yeah, so apparently she just didn't send anything in, which, I mean, I get it if you're stuck out there or whatever. And I'm not even sure, is she really stuck or could she come back? I don't know what the whole deal is with that. But I mean, the other thing too, though, is Tessa Blanchard's always been rumored to kind of have a bad attitude backstage and kind of be hard to work with.
Yep.
A lot of people always wondered why they didn't sign her after the Mae Young tournament, especially because she had a great showing in that first Mae Young tournament. And a lot of the talk was it was an attitude issue.
Yeah.
So with her being released, they're saying that she's like the top free agent right now in pro wrestling. I don't know if I see it the same way.
Yeah.
I don't. I think she's a big name and everything, but people are going crazy over who's signing her. WWE, AEW. I guess there's talk that WWE has interest, but again, man, I really feel they would have pulled the trigger on that one already. I don't think that's going to happen. AEW already has her father working there. If they were going to bring her, I feel like it would have happened when they first launched as Elite Wrestling. I just don't know if those two companies are going to be interested.
And I think particularly now with the virus still out and causing problems, I don't think they're going to be picking up new people for any reason.
No, but the two companies that have been doing anything as far as since the pandemic's begun is Impact has still been signing wrestlers and AEW has still been signing wrestlers.
Yeah. But they're not going to sign somebody that's in Mexico that can't come and work.
Well, and that's just it too. Like, and until she's coming back to the States and actually here and can work, like, no one's going to sign her. But again, I just feel like WWE would have already pulled the trigger on that a long time ago, especially because, again, she had a really good showing that first Mae Young tournament. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people thought she was winning that thing.
Right. And
then again, AEW already has Tully. If they wanted her, they would have had her before. I don't know. I don't know. That's my thoughts, though. I could be wrong. And you know what? WWE is in a weird time right now. They've lost some people.
Yeah.
They are struggling with some people who, people who with the pandemic and stuff. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to look to bring someone in like that can maybe, give a little shot of adrenaline to the product. But I don't think it'll happen. Again, I've been wrong many times, but.
Well, it's an interesting situation. Another name that sort of shocked me was again from Impact, but it was Michael Elgin.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all. So
what's up, buddy? That's so weird to see a different show logo that I'm involved with on there.
Yeah, but it's cool.
I like that logo, man. That was a cool logo.
I'd pay Wes $5 to make a comment on it. Speaking of, I don't want to
do his social media. What are you talking about?
What?
I said I do his social media. What are you talking about?
How come we've never had a like, even a comment, anything from Wes? If you're in charge of it all.
Because I don't even do it with my social media. I'm the worst person to have run social media because I hate it.
My God.
But Wes is like me too, where it's not a necessity. Like
I understand.
We can definitely live off of not being online. Especially Wes. I mean, he's a Florida boy. It's all about surfing, fishing.
Yeah.
That's his life right there. So I mean, yeah, man. And
does he go fishing a lot?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Check him out. Check him out on Instagram. Oh man, mahi, all those big suckers, man. All that deep sea fishing stuff. Yeah, he's got some friends that go down to the Keys constantly, and then down there in like Cocoa Beach and in Orlando and stuff. All fishing and surfing, man. That's his hobbies.
Good God, that'd be a show. Do you remember when Eric Young had that fishing show?
Yeah, man, I do remember that. Yeah,
that was kind of fun.
We would like to, and the plan was I would go down every once in a while and spend weekends in Orlando when he has shows around there, and we would do some video of that. We did one. There's one. We have one on the Briscoe and Big Ace channel. It is a vlog from my trip down there during the Atomic anniversary show that year, and we went to the beach and we got some good footage. I'm not gonna say it's good footage because we were going with one camera, so
I got some footage.
I wasn't in the water, but we got video of him surfing.
Nice,
because he wanted to show the fans that like what he's into during the day and stuff. So we went down there, did that, and then we went to the show. So, yeah, man. I mean, if you follow him on Instagram, I think it's just Wes Briscoe. Dude, you'll see he that's like the only thing he does do is he'll go on Instagram and throw stuff out about fishing and surfing, and you'll see the fish he's catching and stuff, man. They're catching some big ones.
Well, speaking of your show with Wes, and for those of you that are watching, then if you didn't see this already, last week you guys had Heath Slater on with you.
Yeah, man, we had Heath Slater on the show last week, or Heath
Miller.
Yeah. That's what his Twitter was, so I didn't know if we needed to call him that or not, but we just went with the Heath Slater. But yeah, I mean, him and Wes are old friends. That was like one of Wes's first really good friends when he came to FCW. So I mean, those two go way back. Yeah, it was a fun show, man. Heath is a really, really, you see him on TV and you kind of get the vibe of like, man, I bet he'd be fun to hang out with. He seems like a really cool guy, fun, nice. Yeah, man, just talking with him. That's what it's like. Just a great guy. We had some cool stuff too, man. Talked about some of the stuff with them in FCW. We talked about a couple ribs they gave each other in the ring, and then, and then we got to, he talked a little bit on his release. He did touch on his WWE release a little bit. He also let us know that, he's got some big things coming down the pipeline here. And again, I mentioned it just now. It came out today on his Twitter. He's got a video that says July 18th coming soon. Watch the hell out. Oh baby, Heath Slater, rumored.
Oh boy, looking forward to that.
Yeah, man.
Let me pop this up. So, Josh, that sounds like a great story. I don't have it in the comments yet because it doesn't open up until tomorrow. But what we're hoping that you'll do is you'll do a little video telling us the story, and then it'll go into our contest feed, and then we can play them all here on the show. And once it opens up tomorrow, I'll have the comments in the feed here. So you can go ahead and enter that contest. And we'll look forward to hearing this story with more detail because you can't put the whole thing here. But that sounds like a great story to me that I would love to hear you tell.
Yeah, definitely.
Live on tape, man.
If you're still watching, were you on one, two, or both? Let us know. Yeah, man, I think we're gonna get some really cool stories, man.
I do too. I'm looking forward to it.
Some cool stuff that happens on those cruises, and again, like that's, seeing Jake Hager 1 a.m. in the morning running around with his box on his head. You get some crazy stories like that. It's a lot of fun, man. But yeah, so dude, Impact's got a lot going on right now. Let's get back.
Yeah, they really do.
Again, You got Tessa Blanchard and Michael. You said Michael Eldon, right?
Michael Elgin, yeah.
Oh, nice. Part 2. Perfect, man. I was there as well. I was on the first one too, and we're going to be on that third. Hopefully you are. I don't know. It's so weird. So many people are in between on that, but it's amazing to see that boat sold out. That was the biggest surprise to me.
4 days.
4 days on sale.
4 days. 4 days. Yeah. But I think
it's crazy considering the state that the cruise industry is in right now.
Oh my gosh. It's literally my brother's in-laws were scheduled to go on a cruise in October and it's canceled.
Yeah.
But this one, and I think it could be twofold. It could be because of the virus, although it seems like all the cruise lines are taking special care to, take care of everything. But the other part might be they might not have enough people to go on it and make any money. Whereas this thing, it's sold out.
Yeah,
it's full, so who cares, right?
Yeah, definitely. So again, Tessa Blanchard's gone. We now have Heath Slater rumored to be going there, which I believe Rhino kind of teased that once already. And now it's coming out too that it sounds like Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are going to be Impact as well. Now I feel this will be that tie into that Aces and Eights tease we saw with D'Lo last week, which Impact's on right now. So obviously there may be more to that story and we're missing it right now, but I also don't get Access TV. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be the tease because Gallows was an original member.
Right.
I mean, who else are they going to bring over right now? I mean, me being that I'm friends with Wes, it would be great to see them call out and be like, let's get the whole gang back together and bring all these guys in. Well, let's be honest, that doesn't happen a lot of times in wrestling, unless you're like EX. It just doesn't happen. You may get a couple guys, but they don't usually bring the whole crew back, which I think they should, because to be honest, Aces and Eights was a thing that had a lot of, like, you loved it or you hated it.
Yeah.
There was no in between. There's people who think it was one of the greatest gimmicks Impact ever did. And then there's people who are like, it was crap. TNA was crap. All of it was crap. I was always in the middle, man. Like some things on TNA during that time I wasn't into, but you couldn't deny the heat that Aces and Eight was drawing.
Right.
Did it get a little overboard, maybe, with some of the reveals constantly and stuff? Oh, you just got really dark.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I'm looking up. I'm trying to find the link so I can put the link up there, because I know that there's some people coming and looking and they want to enter that contest, and it's up. I just have to figure out how to put the link up right now, because it doesn't open for another 5 hours. Because I've got it set to start on July. So we run it from July 1st to July 30th. But I just gotta figure out how to do it so I can let people find it. And where is it? I'll get it for you just in 2 shakes, but just keep talking and fight through, because nobody else thought anything of it. Just you.
I just noticed you got really dark and I was like, where'd he go? It looked like your light went off. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? I didn't know.
No, it didn't. It just the screen. Now, see, now the screen is white.
Yeah.
So, and now, once I copy this, get that the hell out the way, come back here, and there we go. I'll post that right in there. Paste Badoom. Now that should pop up in chat. At least the link pops up everywhere.
There it is.
And then we'll put that down, and then we'll put that down in the comments, in the description as well, so people can look at it and sign it up. But there you go.
Yeah, there you go, guys. If you want to enter the Jericho Cruise contest with your story, look at the comments. The links are there. Click on them. But you said 5 more hours before that actually opens at midnight to
correct
submission. So yeah, how long is that running for?
So we're going to run it for 1 month, from July 1st to July 30th. That way, anybody that wants to get a story in can do it. And if they want to put in more than one, hey, you just disappeared from the screen.
Yeah, my computer's unplugged.
I'm kidding. I'm just was making fun because you're making fun of me. Anyway, and I'm going to go. And here's the thing too. I'm going to put the link again in our Facebook page for those of you that are watching on Facebook. go directly to our page, and I will reload that link, so you'll have that, and then you can just pop right up there. Again, it's 5 hours until the thing opens up, but like I said, I'm excited to get stories about the cruise. I really am, because I know how much fun I had at some of the indie stuff that we went to, and I know that I got to feel like it almost has that indie vibe to it, right? On the boat.
Yeah, I mean, the first one definitely had that indie vibe. The last one, kind of, yeah. I mean,
a little more polished up.
Obviously, it was a little bit more polished, and it was a little bit more bigger deal because it was the company and it was like their first year. You know.
Well, now this year they announced, right, that Dynamite is going to be actually live from the boat, right?
Well, that's the rumor. No, I shouldn't say rumor. That was what was announced during the cruise last year. Cody Rhodes announced it in the ring that this next cruise they were going to do Dynamite live off the ship. But now that we live in this pandemic era, who knows?
Well, it cost me an Orange Cassidy shirt the last time.
This is true.
I mean, they can. Here's the thing: they can do it if they want to. You know, and to be honest with you, since Brad's already said that he'd be willing to sit down and talk with us, I'm probably going to buy the Wi-Fi package on the boat, because I'm going to.
Don't.
Why?
Don't.
Why?
We can't stream on it.
Bullshit, we can. I looked it up.
Trust me, though. Anybody who's bought it will tell you it is not worth the money. You could barely even post a picture on Facebook. It's that bad. Don't do it. Anybody
want the shitty one? Did they buy the top of the line package?
I've heard that people who even bought the top of the line, it was awful. So I wouldn't, dude. Plus the other thing too, we don't want to be worried about all the content. Like,
I'm worried about everything.
Enjoy.
I'm worried about everything. I'm worried about dying on
the other thing too is it's going to be one of those things that anything we do, because we hope to talk to a lot of people too.
Yeah.
Just people on the boat that can talk and stuff that we can make into a cool show or video from the boat when this happens. It's going to be a lot of like, hey, let's cut this real quick and then done, because we're going to like the next show or we're trying to get to the next thing. So really, it's best to just record and we'll edit at home after and put it up. It's way better. Because otherwise then, man, we're in the cabin the whole time, just like,
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But
we all got free drinks. I'm going to be drinking. I don't normally drink.
You don't?
I decided I was going to drink. I don't think I'm going to get hammered. I don't think I'm going to drink. I don't know. I'm going to have to lose some weight so I can drink.
Me too.
I mean, I feel like if I drop 50 pounds, then I'll have enough stamina to actually drink without getting tired.
Yeah. I'm with you. That or drink those like White Claw things. They're way less fun.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I don't like them.
It's like drinking sock water.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, so anyways, there was a lot going on with Impact right there. Again, we are in this pandemic era. It looked like WWE was doing more COVID testings today. I know we touched on it a bit last week, but a little bit more came out. It sounds like WWE's really like, hey, if you have it, don't tell nobody.
Oh my God.
It's
but we talked about this a little bit last week. The problem is that AEW has been thoroughly testing not only temperature, but an actual COVID-19 test. And WWE was doing a temperature test and a do you have any symptoms kind of paperwork fill out. They're not the same thing, obviously.
Right.
Caleb, and here's the other part. Caleb Braxton got it again.
Yeah, 2 times.
So not only that, but one of the good thing, if there is any good thing out of it, is that you can get it twice.
Right.
That once you get it, you ain't done. You're not necessarily done with it.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing is that things keep changing as it goes. But yeah, that's where it is really funny to just, again, we've said this before, but it seems like Vince McMahon takes this whole pandemic personal. And even how he's saying, and I get when they announce like, hey, we can't announce, and that's true. That's a HIPAA compliant thing. Like WWE can't come out and be like, here's the people who tested positive. But if those people, like
if they want to say it,
like Renee Young and Kayla Braxton came out and said they had it, but now it's being kind of said like, hey,
knock that off.
Let's not be drawing attention to it. And that's just, again, it's scary. But you notice they had masks on this time, which, by the way, I watched Raw. Okay, I watched the Hulu. I watched the Hulu one. So
Hulu version.
Well, first of all, it was pretty damn good, and it makes me really, really believe even more that they would have a way better show if they cut it to 2 hours.
Oh yeah,
they really would, because during the one I was watching from this last week, they would pop up like, you know, still to come tonight, Big Show versus Andrade and Garza, you know, and it's like, oh, I want to see that, or the champions versus but yeah, I mean, to be honest, it wasn't bad. I like Samoa. I don't know if you saw any of it, but like the opening was all the champions coming in basically. So you had Ziggler, McIntyre signing their contract, and then you had Sasha with Bayley signing against Asuka. And Samoa Joe was like the moderator, which was great. And they opened, I guess I don't know if they opened on the Hulu version, the cut down version.
Yeah.
They opened with them already brawling, like Sasha, Asuka, and Bayley already just brawling in the ring.
So I read a description of it last night. And from the description, that's how they opened the show on both.
Yeah, it sounded like it, because then it cut to Joe was in the ring and finally says like, "Oh, welcome to Monday Night Raw." It was good though. I was interested. It was good. Dude, some other things that they did, like, I don't know, man. I was kind of coming around. I felt like it was a better Raw that I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
But it also, you cut out some of the crap. There was no stupid Viking versus Street Profits like backstage, like, you know, triathlon going on anymore. Yeah, that's not, you know, it was, instead it's Andrade and Garza and how they're going to come after the Street Profits, yet they're not even on the same page. And they're like, you know, Andrade walks out and then he comes back later in the night. Garza walks out and lets Andrade get chokeslammed by Big Show and all this shit. And Zelina freaking out, but telling everybody they're okay. And now we're starting to see a little bit more to these storylines, because now when they left that second time, like, it really looked like Garza was in charge when they stayed out and Andrade booked out, or when they left and he got chokeslam. I don't know. It just felt like some storylines were finally kind of taking a little better shape than they had been. You know, even the stuff with Ric Flair now being tied in with Orton and Big Show, it helped. I'm never one to really want to see Flair back out doing talking, because it's just like, all right, come on, give it to somebody else.
Well, but having said that, do you think part of the reason that they brought him in is because it's accepted in AEW at this point?
Yeah, I think so. But it's just, you know, I can do with or without it. It works though, that with Orton and you know, and Legacy and all that. But like, that was good. I really enjoyed the I didn't enjoy so much what they're doing with Ruby Riott and the whole, she has no friends and is kind of setting up her and Liv Morgan back together. What I did enjoy out of that though is it feels like we're going to start to build Natalya as some sort of like heel leader.
Yeah.
The way that Lana was building her up to and running down all her stats and how she's basically the most winning women's wrestler in WWE. I feel like that could turn into some like little stable or something of Natty having these girls, you know, and being the women's leader, but a heel, you know, heel version, which would breathe complete new life into her. And really, she's earned a good spot like that. She's earned something where she can do something and not just kind of get lost in the shuffle or be the loser and everything.
Well, and at this point, she's probably the single most consistent and stable performer they have to help put over new talent and help establish a lot of those stories. She's like right at this point, she's kind of like the female AJ Styles.
Yeah.
in a way, right?
Most definitely. And I like that. I would enjoy to see more of where that's going. I feel like the Iconics, specifically Peyton Royce on Raw, had a really good showing. She finished that match with one hell of a kick, and then that spinning brain buster that she did was sick. And again, those two are just always fun. So, that was really good. That was a lot of fun to watch. And then it was good to see that Ricochet came out there. I enjoyed. I kind of did enjoy R-Truth getting the title back. I mean, it's just nice that he has his place.
He still blocks me. I don't care.
Saying that in any, I know he still blocks you, but I'm not saying that in any negative way. But the thing is it's he's been able to continuously be a contributing member of that talent, that roster.
Yeah, I mean, he's
that's not easy
when you think about how long he's been around.
He really is. He's up and down the road, and
he's old too. Like he's old. Is he close to 50? I think.
Yeah. If not,
he doesn't look like it. He's in fantastic shape. He's got a great attitude.
I enjoyed that he actually sang his entrance song.
Yeah,
because to be honest, that was one of the only moments where I felt the NXT crowd was like actually getting hype and into it, because I'm sure a lot of them are like fans, because again, you have those people who come into that performance center and they're either already wrestling fans and indie guys, or already fans and were athletes and new to it. But either way, most of them would see that and be like, I get to see this, like, do it. And people were into it. One other thing too is it Buhagen? Who is that guy from NXT?
Oh, I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of his exact full proper name.
His whole thing, and they changed his name now, because his whole thing was he had the whole like screaming gimmick and like air guitar to his theme song in NXT. It was Buhagen or something like that.
Yeah.
He's kind of like been one of those guys that's been kind of front and center, I feel like, on these last few tapings, and it's been kind of entertaining to watch his reactions. Like when R-Truth came out and was rapping, when they showed him, he was doing the air guitar with the guitar on the rap. And like just some of the facial expressions, like, because that's what makes AEW fun. It's watching the talent get to just be wrestling fans and have fun with it. Where it seemed like that's what that guy was doing, where you can tell some of them, they've been there for 10 hours. They're ready to leave. It's not that fun being told cheer now, yell then, but man, that guy makes it look like it's a lot of fun. So, and again, I am done with Seth Rollins, but damn it, I am into the whole Rey Mysterio Dominic angle.
Yeah. I'm just like, I hope that turns out okay.
I don't think it won't. And the only reason I say that is there had to have been a reason they pulled back after him and the Brock Lesnar stuff.
Yeah. And I wonder what it was.
And it had to been he wasn't ready at that time or something, or they just wanted to make sure. I don't know. But the fact that they had the chance to do it didn't.
Yeah.
I think that means it's going to be good to go this time around, and it'll be fun to see that, Plus, it's also worth noting too that Dolph Ziggler is kind of given McIntyre one of the first feuds I'm interested in too, with him being the champion.
So tell me, I saw it again in that rundown that I read yesterday. What did you think of this mixed tag match?
I enjoyed it as an entertainment standpoint because it was kind of fun to see Bayley and Sasha kind of be like, you ain't shit, Ziggler, like we're better than you. And then him kind of just be like, no, we're all going to be champs. We're great. And I enjoyed the backstage part with Asuka and McIntyre where she just did the blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then when he did the whole Sasha's not ready for Asuka and she did the whole Dolph not ready for Drew. Like, I just love how he ended that where he's like, look, we're getting around. We're already on the same page. Those guys are screwed. Like, I laughed so hard when they were cutting away and he's just like, they're screwed. Oh, it was hilarious, and it was fun because it gives a little different angle of like you get to see that different side of McIntyre and be more lighthearted because obviously we're not taking this super serious when you have this mixed tag match. and you can see both sides were like that because again, you had Bailey on commentary, which you're right is always great, and then again, just having Dolph Ziggler thrown into that little those two and just the banter those two do alone, and knowing Ziggler is a talker and can just go was perfect. And to have McIntyre be that calm, cool, collected guy with Asuka just going off like a little chihuahua, just, it just worked, man. It worked. It was a fun little thing to watch. But again, I'm interested to see what that stipulation is going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I got a question. How do you feel about the Title 4 Extreme rules, the horror show?
It makes me nervous.
I just, like, why?
And it makes me, and the reason it makes me nervous is because I think they're going to make. Are they going to make it cinematic?
I mean, I think there'll be aspects of it. I think anything.
It's like the Undertaker's was absolutely the best.
Yeah,
it was every bit as good as the Matt Hardy stuff. Some of the other stuff has not been that good, and it makes me nervous that now it seems like WWE is falling back on this stuff.
Yeah, I think they have. I think they think they really hit something with it. And again, if you do it right in the right way, it will work. We saw that with the Boneyard.
The Boneyard match was great. The Velveteen Dream Adam Cole match, not so much.
I think the ladder match, I think Money in the Bank had aspects that could have been reworked, but I mean, obviously, like when you see Baron Corbin throwing two guys off and they try to make it look like he threw them off the building, but then do the pan out and it's like, well, there's the mat they fell on. Like little things like that, just be tight on your shot. But I mean, overall, I think it was good. But I mean, obviously you can tell they really, really put that work in on that Taker match. But again, too, now that Last Ride documentary is out, now that it's being said he's retired, you got to think that they knew that was it. When they were making that, they knew that was it. The other reason why, too, is, I mean, the relationship that those two have, McMahon and Taker, and just how much he's bled and worked and stuff for WWE. The fact that they are very heavily pushing that he retired right now really leads me to believe that Vince McMahon is not calling him again.
Right.
Because again, the Reigns match at Mania where he left his hat, coat, and gloves in the ring, that was it then too. That was it. But never was it talked about after. It was never like a WWE came out and said, yeah, he is done. Every year it was always like, this would be the year where, I mean, the fact that they are so heavily like I didn't watch it, but the SmackDown tribute, which to me, I didn't watch it because I just feel like there is no real fitting tribute that you can do like that for Taker until you have an arena full of people.
Well, first of all, I'll say this. The fact that they played the entire Boneyard match again, I'd already seen it. I don't want to watch it. It's like how in the, I mean, I don't understand their logic.
I think for that one though, I think that they did that just because people who didn't watch WrestleMania now have the chance on just cable to watch.
Well, sure,
final.
But it was on Fox,
right? So I mean, like, I
mean, and I'm kind of cool. I mean, I'm okay with it, but it's like for people that follow the product.
Yeah, it's horrible. But again,
you just killed because they put commercials in it.
Oh yeah,
and now it's like I mean, I saw that was what was happening, and I'm like, oh, I remember this. I can watch it anytime I want to. And so I went off and did something else, and then I totally forgot about SmackDown. I don't even remember what I was. It doesn't make any difference what I didn't come back and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, and they even replayed some of the tribute stuff on Raw for Taker. They didn't play any of the Boneyard match, but they played like the tribute video. But man, like I said, though, the fact that WWE is heavily acknowledging and pushing that he's retired really does make me believe he is done. Yeah, and that he'll be in the Hall of Fame this next time around for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he's smart too. I mean, he signed what, a 10-15 year deal to basically like a Legends contract.
Yeah.
So they can use his stuff and he still get paid. Like man is a smart man. And and it's one of those things, like you watch that documentary, just like the one you watch with the Bulls, and you hear Taker and his say, every time I went out there, I was giving it all I have and put it. And if you watch his catalog of matches, he is someone, you can see it in the work.
Yeah.
He really did put everything he had in every match he had.
I would say this. I think it's possible. I mean, certainly probable that he'll never do any in-ring work again. But it wouldn't surprise me that in a year, or more or less, that we might see him in some way, shape, or form backstage doing something.
Well, here's what I think. They've made a very big deal about he's had his last in-ring match. He'll show up and cut a promo, or he'll show up for a special, like the anniversary Raws and SmackDowns, and come out and do the whole, promo on where, whatever it is, and then leave. He'll just never have any physical interaction in wrestling in the ring. But man, yeah, it's sad, man. Isn't it sad to actually be like, wow, I think he's actually finally done.
Yeah,
like,
good for him.
Still good for him, but it's just sad, man, because it's like, damn, we are actually going into an Undertaker-less era. It's been like that so long.
Well, they're in an odd spot, and hopefully they can figure it out. But they're in a tough spot. WWE is. It's totally the opposite of AEW.
Yeah, man. I mean, we watched Dynamite last week, and that was a great show. And I told you, I think we talked on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Man, the one thing with that Dynamite show last week that really stood out to me, and it's something that a lot of fans have been saying that AEW really needed to put their attention on, and that was the fact that the women's division was not having any storylines. It was literally just these matches getting put together. Hey, you
got them now.
You got the ranking, you get the match, but there was no storyline. And I get that you want to make your rankings a part of the show, but wrestling is storytelling.
Yeah.
You're not telling me there's a story between why this match is happening and why I need to be invested as a fan. It's going to be a lot harder to watch. I can, it's harder to sell, especially casual fans.
Oh yeah.
You have to engage them. So, man, yeah, we had Britt Baker and Big Swole.
And Britt Baker is every bit as good injured as she was wrestling. I mean, my God, this woman is crushing it right now.
And Tony Schiavone is a great counterpart to her.
Oh my God, yes.
Just how he's like doesn't even try anymore, where they're like, well, that's your girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're friends. It's just great. And then you have the Sheeta squash match. Shout out to Red Velvet, guys. Make sure you check out Red Velvet, man. She's working her butt off. She had that match with Sheeta on Dynamite. Hopefully you guys see more out of her. She's a really, really great talent.
And a friend of Ace.
Yeah. She I know her. She is if you watch, she's dating Mr. Westbrook. So very, very talented person. So make sure you're checking her out. Hopefully we're going to see more from her on AEW. But the Sheeta and Penelope Ford, man, that was great.
Oh my God, that was so. I mean, and I'm like, they see AEW continues to do unexpected stuff that just makes me giddy and just like, oh my God, I didn't see it coming. This is great.
Yeah, they're giving us wrestling shows. That's what they're doing. They're giving us wrestling shows. WWE has hit this weird territory where they want to give the fans something, but they don't want to go all in because it'd be better when the crowd's back. And they're getting these kind of half-in stuff, and they're kind of doing what they can do, where AEW is, hey, we still have to produce shows. Well, it came out too that basically, they're in a sweet deal with the TV contract they have, but I guess there's a part of that contract that says if they can't produce weekly television, though, that contract can then be canceled. Yeah. So obviously they're like, we have to keep putting a product out. And why? Again, in such uncertain times, why do you want to hold back? Like, further advance as you can, And you just have to do it, because if you sit around and wait for things to go back to normal 8 months later, again, look at McIntyre. They're in so danger of, if they do just the slightest thing wrong with him right now because there's no fans, it could just ruin it, that they're going to have to give the title up. He's not going to make it to have a show with an arena full. I mean, it's such a fine line where AEW is just like, yeah, we got to do it. We got to just go with our stuff. So,
yeah.
And you getting it, man. Like I said, that Sheeta Penelope 4 was great. I'm really into seeing where Brandy and Allie are headed.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a good thing.
It's a very subtle, kind of odd thing. I'm really interested in Colt Cabana and the Dark Order.
Yeah. I'm interested in that. Good to see Evil Uno getting back in the swing of everything as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that.
It's hard to figure out. I know another thing that we didn't. Ricky Starks against Cody. You may or may not know this. Ricky Starks was the television champion for NWA.
Okay.
He was the first television champion when they brought that title back, and now he's apparently signed, because I saw him in the audience as well.
Yeah, but, and that Abandon. Did you check that girl out?
She's freaking weird.
Yeah, man, I like it.
I mean, it's like you see, my thing is, I don't want him to get too cartoony.
I mean, I don't want him to get too cartoony, but I think it's also I think in the day and age we're in, though, especially with AEW, because you already have a guy in a dinosaur mask and tail. So, you gotta have some sort of element. You look at someone like Susie or Susie now, in Su Yung is who I was thinking. You look at like Su Yung. You look at the Demon. I can't even remember her name off the top of my head right now, but the Demon with the bun. You look at girls like that. I think like Jessica Havoc. You look at people like that who have that like evil look and that dark side, and it works for the most part. You know, for me, like Su Yung was always intriguing just because of the character.
Yeah,
and sometimes you just need. My thing is, if everyone's a character that's over the top, then you're ruining it. But
yeah,
because that's what like WWE was at for a while, where every guy was just over the top character, you know, where now, you know, some of them, you got to have some of these characters that are going to be a little, you know, I mean, look what Bray Wyatt's doing.
Right.
He has 3 different personalities now, and he's using all of them, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that also, it's worth saying that, I mean, Dynamite, I said it the week before. I said that Jericho and Orange Cassidy is a pay-per-view worthy match, main event.
Oh my God, yes.
It's definitely worth it. And with all the people who were like, because there's still a lot of people who were like kind of on the fence with Orange Cassidy, or don't, you know, I know people that are in the industry that are just, it's a disrespect, we don't like it, stuff like that. And the thing is, it's a character, but the thing is, he can also really put on a good match. And Jericho is going to be the one that really showcases that. We saw it with Pac. We saw some of it with Pac. But the way they went off this last Dynamite, I mean, with the ear bleeding and Jericho through the table, going through the crowd, all that, over him breaking his sunglasses.
Yeah.
Great.
It's See, to me, it's just so good. Because it's just in the build with Orange Cassidy has been absolutely perfect. You know, you go from the I ain't doing anything guy. I mean, literally, and he still maintains it,
right,
until you get to that point. And you and I talked about this initially when they signed him. That he's that guy that. It's going to be jokey until he actually gets into a real match. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be his really coming out party, I think.
Yeah, it definitely will. Here's the question, though. Does Jericho put him over?
It's interesting.
I feel like if they put him over on Jericho, then you are building that you can start pushing him towards some titles.
Yeah.
if he doesn't, I don't know where they put him then, because he had that good show in Pac,
right?
Really came out of it. And now we're getting this, so it will be very interesting to see what happens with that. But I mean, right now, again, SmackDown was a little weak, but other than that, this last week of wrestling seemed to be pretty well, man.
Yeah.
Raw wasn't bad. Dynamite was good. NXT, from what I heard, was great. I didn't get to see all of it. But I mean, again, it's such a weird time in wrestling, everybody. I mean, you have people who are having these allegations, and now we're no longer in the industry. You have the pandemic that's causing issues. You have people testing positive for the virus that are in these companies. You have people losing jobs, getting hired. And we're now about to go into a very interesting time because a lot of non-competes are about to expire.
Right.
A lot. So again, we already know Gallows and Anderson are rumored to go to Impact. Heath Slater, it seems like, is teasing an Impact thing, or Impact debut. You've got Rusev still out there. You've got Zack Ryder still out there. You've got why am I blanking on Zack Ryder's partner's name?
Oh yeah.
Why are we so bad at remembering people's names?
Because it's been a while, and it's out of sight, out of mind. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. And I can see his red bearded face.
Yeah.
You know why it is? You know why it is? Because I watch AEW more than I watch WWE. I mean, I just do.
Yeah, and I was saying that we've talked about that, how it's like, but again, I watched Raw today before we did this, and I was hooked more often. I found myself sitting there being like, oh, I can't wait till that comes up, and I'm kind of invested in this now. So I don't know. Maybe it's worth watching it on Hulu instead of trying to watch the full 3 hours, because it does get cut down into a 2-hour show, and it seems to flow better. That, or maybe they are starting to kind of turn it around. I'll tell you what, if they were going to do it, now is the time, with all the negativity that has happening towards WWE, specifically between all the pandemic stuff, the how they became essential business in Florida, to people now, not doing proper testing, people getting the virus, all this stuff. Now is the time where they really need to just buckle down, put focus on the creative side of things, and start putting a good product. Like, not that they weren't, but I mean, step your game up. They got real comfy. They got real comfy. I don't even want to say comfy. That's the wrong word, because I don't think they could be comfy when you don't know what's happening from day to day as far as in the world. But they got stuck in a rut. Hopefully they're starting to slowly climb out of it. But also, Impact's coming out of nowhere now, though. If they really do bring in these guys, they're teasing aces and eights. They've got, they've got, Kylie Ray is heavy over there. You've got some really great people. I mean, they lost some big people too, though. They lost Tessa Blanchard. They lost, who'd you say, was it Michael Elgin?
Michael Elgin.
They lost Brian Cage this year to AEW.
Yeah.
They have lost some big names, and it looks like they're really going to try to replace with some big names. So we might be going into a really cool new little era of wrestling here if a lot of this talent that WWE let go starts getting picked up by these companies, AEW, Impact, and ROH.
Well, the good part of it is that they've got that a lot of those people that were released from WWE have a fan base. And they'll take them with them wherever they go. Yeah,
when we had Heath Slater on the show last week with Wes and I, that was one of the things he said. He's like, you know what, man? Pro Wrestling Tees has been a great thing for me. He's like, I don't even work, and I'm selling shirts like crazy.
Yeah,
and he's like, it's amazing to see that support. Which again, supported by our shirts. Not wrestling tees, but it's,
by the way, right down there, scrolling across the bottom. Ours are at Spread Shop. We drop ship them to you. It's sort of like Pro Wrestling Tees, except we don't make nearly as much money.
Yeah. Maybe someday we'll be on Pro Wrestling Tees too.
We will be someday. People, by the way, subscribe to our channel if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, go over and subscribe to it on YouTube. It really helps, because then here's the thing. you can't really monetize Facebook. And I'm not trying to, we're not doing this for money. All right. But the idea is that what we're trying to do is we're trying to build up a channel, build up a community. And the fact is, I mean, God, I mean, we just like wrestling and we're fans like y'all are. And, you know, between my contacts in the comedy business and Ace's contacts in the wrestling business, we're going to try to put on a great show for you guys and try to get as many really cool people who are wrestling fans on. And we think we can do it. But it's hard because if, you know, we got to get, in order to get good people to come on, then we got to make sure that we got people that are watching. So we will continue to work at that. And by the way, I just wanted to mention before we get out of here that there was a tweet about Sammy Guevara either yesterday late or early this morning about how he is coming back.
Yeah,
so,
I seen that Cody said that. He said
Cody did, and Kenny also said something.
So that's good to hear. You know, hopefully he realizes the error in his way. Hopefully nothing else comes out. I mean, then that'll just set him further back. And again, too, the other thing too is if something comes out on you and it's backed up and it can be proven, hey man, and it turns out you're really a shitbag, then you reap what you sow, man. And you will have coming to you what comes to you. Karma's a bitch. You know, you see it with some of these guys. You see, you know, Jack Gallagher get completely erased off WWE like he was never there. Joey Ryan's basically entire career has been taken away.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I want that to happen to people, but if you did the creepy shit they're saying you did, then hey man, go kick rocks, bro. Like,
yeah. And unfortunately, if you want to see Joey Ryan again, you'll have to do it at a Discount Tires where he'll probably be the assistant manager.
I mean, it's just that's how it goes, man. It's not hard to be a good human being.
Right.
And if there's nothing else you get from what me and JR do,
absolutely. Yeah.
Take that with you. It's not hard to just be a decent human being and have respect and care for all around you. You don't even have to like them, but just
absolutely
care and respect. And don't be a shitbag. That easy. If you're in a business where you can help people, help them by showing them the way, not by taking advantage. You know? So it is what it is, but man, again, we're in this era, we're in this like little 2-month coming period where things might start to get pretty exciting in the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can start getting away from you know, a lot of the negative stuff of the pandemic and people getting the virus constantly and all that. We can start focusing on some real fun stuff. And that is new names, being in new companies, new, you know, old faces getting reacquainted, stuff like that. And again, you know, we're building towards SummerSlam, which no matter what your thoughts are on WWE, if you're a wrestling fan, that's a big deal because it's one of the big four. Where we got Fyter Fest coming up, which is going to be great. You got Slammiversary coming up, which I typically don't usually order TNA stuff or Impact stuff. But man, I have interest. I might be ordering Slammiversary and checking it out this time around. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Plus, again, if you're watching this and you've been on the Jericho Cruise, again, we're going, and JR wants to hear your crazy stories. So
yes, sir, we do. Bring out your best Jericho Cruise stories. The web page to take in your video stories goes live in about 5 hours. And what we'll have for you is we'll have a 2-count merch kit, which will either be 2 t-shirts or a shirt and a hat, depending on what you want, and a $50 Amazon gift card. We will put the link to that page down in the description. I know that we've had a ton of people look just as we've been on the show. Go ahead and bookmark that because, like I said, when it goes live, you can go ahead and put up your videos. It's 3 or 4 minutes, and that'll be plenty for most people. We look forward to that. We look forward to seeing them. We look forward to sharing them.
Yeah. It'll be a good time. I can't wait. I
can't either. Also, if you want to buy a shirt from us, it's shop.spreadshirt.com/the2count. We've got 3 different shirts on there. If you would like to take a peek at it, we appreciate that as well. So other than that, you guys, thanks so much. We'll probably have a guest next week. Don't know who it is right yet, but we'll find one.
Yeah.
We can always find guests.
That's the other thing too. If you guys have any ideas of who you'd like to see on our show, let us know.
And if you, in fact, if you're a super fan, and you'd like to be on with us, let us know. We may entertain that. We don't want you to tell your Jericho story. We want you to put that on our web, on our contest page.
For the contest.
I mean, let's not screw this up.
Yeah, we have a system.
Well, it's yeah, it is a system. Anyway, folks, we appreciate you tuning in tonight, and we will look forward to seeing you. Watch as much wrestling as you can next week. Pop up your great Jericho Cruise stories, and we will see all of you next week at 8 o'clock right here on the 2 Count. Bye-bye.